Nuria, you'd remember a year ago on 14th of August, there was a Pakistani TikToker who went to the very same to this very place where what I'm about to show you, where she was molested by a gang of hundreds of men, touched up, etc., and then the whole country turned against her, and they basically shamed her for being there. They said, "Why? What was she doing? This must have been a plan, because God forbid, Pakistani men, are not creeps." So, and the outcome of that was she got under pressure. She withdrew her complaint, and end of story. And if you keep doing that, that discourages women to come forward, and these kind of events become more and more frequent. And not and coming forward a lot more recently. A couple of weeks ago, we covered an American TikToker who went to Pakistan, thinking that Pakistan is a country full of gentlemen. And when she went to a hotel room, there were three men who gang raped her or something, and um, then those guys were arrested consequently. But because it happened to a foreigner, they didn't shame her. They didn't say, "Oh, isn't that amazing? What a remarkable double coincidence that is, double standard that is." That they say, if a Pakistani woman goes out, gets raped or molested, they say, "Well, why was she out?" If a foreigner woman comes there, then there's this attitude of condemnation, and they say, "Yes, we need to get this together." Why? Because they say, "Oh, we want tourists to come to our country." So just last week, 2 weeks ago, on 14th of August, we were going to cover the last week. Have a look at this one. This I think this was I don't know if they're Americans or not, but these women went to Pakistan at the very same place, Minar Pakistan, Tower of Pakistan. They went there. They thought, "Oh, Pakistan's a beautiful country. 14th of August, independence celebrations. Let me just go there and have a look." So these women, look at them. So they were molested and touched up and groped, and you can see the fear in their eyes. All these men that gather around them. You can see the fear. That this girl looks obviously her younger sister or maybe a daughter. I don't know. There's this dude there as well. This poor guy. But anyway, so they were rescued. Some good people did get them out of there, and then eventually, you know, this is why I say, I mean, I don't make any, I don't make any apologies for this. I don't care. I would say, knowing Pakistani society as I do, I would say white women don't go there. Don't go there. If you do go there, stay in your five-star hotels. Don't go out in the public. This is not Thailand. This is not Sri Lanka. This is not Turkey. You can't just think that, oh, beautiful culture, I'm just gonna take a little stroll down the street and I'm gonna eat some street food and I'm gonna be fine. I'm not gonna be harassed or something. Those videos that you've been shown of these social travel influencers, they were hired by Pakistani tourism ministry, by the Ministry of Pakistan Tourism. They were hired by the Eva Buzishka and a couple of other ones. White men are relatively safe. Yeah, you can put your t-shirt on and you can go through. You might be safe now as far as terrorism is concerned. You would be okay. But if you're a woman, especially if you're a white woman, then don't go there. That's my honest opinion. Pakistan is not ready. And you're not missing out on much.
I would take that one step further and just say not just white women, I'd say any woman, don't go there. The country is not for women at all. It's made that very clear in the way it treats its own women. It can't take care of its own Pakistani women. So why is it going to take care of foreigners? In fact, they have no access to their own women, and they have a perverse mentality when it comes to what they think white women entail and embody, and their morals versus Pakistani women's morals. So when they think that Pakistani women aren't accessible or available to them in that way, or Pakistani women just don't behave in a way that would allow them to get close, they take those things for granted when it comes to white women. And they completely have no sense of personal space and bodily autonomy. And they think that every woman that is not conservative, with a scarf over her head, or walking behind her family or her brother or her uncle, is essentially up for it and asking for it. This whole, even the women that were there, I mean, come on, they were literally being so respectful to your Pakistani culture. They had a dupatta on their heads. They were wearing shalwar kameez. They weren't even wearing English clothes. Pakistani women in Lahore in defense are wearing jeans and shorter clothes than that. See, they're literally wearing a traditional dress, and you still cannot leave people alone when they're actually doing you a favor, coming to your country, spending money after this country has got such a bad rep on an international scale, where our prime minister has to launch entire initiatives to try and draw tourism towards it because everybody is so afraid of the political instability, the terrorist attacks, the way you treat women. I mean, I as a Pakistani would not, as a Pakistani woman, I haven't gone there in eons just because I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe around my own people. Why should I have to be in a country where I can't let my hair down and know that I can walk to the shop without needing my dad or my brother to come with me? I mean, that's ridiculous. Every single task becomes a potential life or death situation, a potential, am I going to get groped? Am I going to be sexually harassed? Am I going to be gawped at? What do I need? You almost erase yourself. I would walk around Lahore with like the most loose thing I could put, like I wanted to look like a bag just so that nobody could even make out like the curvature of your body. This is how deprived some of these men are. We've seen videos where they're driving back on a motorbike and they'll just put their hand out and touch whatever they can get their hands on. Um, they have no self, they have no respect in that way. They just have not learned to respect women in the way that they deserve to be respected. So yeah, again, my advice is to any women: don't go to Pakistan, especially don't go solo traveling around Pakistan as a woman. You might there's some that go there and they put up nice vlogs and stuff, but really, I mean, you don't see behind the scenes of renting that bike, how many men you're gonna have to go through and talk to and deal with, how many stairs you're gonna have to do just to go and get that bottle of water. It's not a nice environment in general for women. It's not conducive to feeling safe. I mean, heck, I'd feel safer like going around some parts of South America by myself than I would Pakistan. So yeah.
Just a little correction. I said that these women were harassed in at the same place, Manali, Pakistan. No, that's not true. This is in Islamabad, a famous tourist spot called Shakar. So these are the four gentlemen who have been who are arrested for harassing and groping women. So yeah, if you're not missing out on much. Trust me. You would live fine. You would do just fine if you don't go to Pakistan. And the reason why I say this is because I think Pakistan need to lift its standards. If they want these tourist dollars, the northern parts of Pakistan are really beautiful, but they are some of the most conservative areas as well. So if Pakistan wants to promote its tourism, they need to educate their people. They need to learn the basic etiquettes, like staring is inappropriate and rude, and it's akin to assault. And this is how that. I mean, that's where these people are going from. For example, in England, I see that all the time on those London metro trains that are do not stay. So it's obviously that these are the standards applied in these Western countries, and then when they go there, they think it's okay to stay. Oh, she is a white woman, so she, because they think that in the watch these Hollywood movies is porn culture, and they think, oh, they love sex. Okay, let me have it too, or let me try. That's the mentality. I'm telling you, you guys, you would believe it. This is literally the mentality.
I just want to say one more point on this, because it's a sad state of affairs when, if a woman tourist tries to go to Pakistan, they end up having experiences like this where it's almost guaranteed that you're going to be sexually harassed in some form or the other. Okay, but what I also see is obviously when white men or men in general go to Pakistan and they're also like travel bloggers or whatever, there seems to be this huge culture of the Pakistani men approach them so differently and obviously with so much like respect and whatnot. But then there's this constant. Oh, I've just seen it in many videos on YouTube where the white guy, they actually end up never making that tourist pay for anything. And obviously they know they're being filmed and things like that. But I just want to say for women, you've got a whole different set of issues to deal with. But I want to say to those male tourists that do come to Pakistan, this is not like nice poverty porn or whatever you think it is. You should not just be taking every single free item from all of these small stalls or businesses because you think that having them on your vlogs is enough. Like, just stop paying for what it is that you're using. I'm a tourist. When I go to other countries, I don't just go from stall to stall and take what I can get for free. I pay my way, I contribute to that economy. There's the whole point of giving back and being a tourist while, being a sensible tourist and nurturing the economy that you're spending time in. So yeah, for the male tourists that are going, please stop with the poverty porn. It's not a vibe.
If you like these videos and want to support me in my activism, then you can support me on Patreon or PayPal. Stay free, everyone!